3.5 million cybersecurity jobs will be available around 2025. Like, okay, that's nice. What does that mean? How can someone with no experience land their first cybersecurity job? Well, I'm going to be breaking that down in this video, so stick tuned through the end because I'm going to be providing some good content. So as I said earlier in the intro, that it's nice that there are so many cybersecurity jobs that are going to be available pretty much in 2025, like almost 4 million jobs. That is insane. So the cybersecurity field has been around since the 70s, but no one has really done anything with it up until like these past 10 years. So I've been doing cybersecurity for about 7 years, and it's just crazy to me that, you know, companies are just now doing cybersecurity. But the caveat with that is that they are looking for people with experience. How is someone that is brand new to this field going to get any sort of experience or skills? Well, they're pretty much going to have to apply to a lot of positions. There are a bunch of other free resources out there as well. So I will put the link in one of my YouTube videos down below where I uploaded recently that talks about all the free resources that, you know, cybersecurity analysts, engineers, whatever, are going to have to know this base set of knowledge, and all the free resources are out there. So I'll post that video down below. Also, another way to get like experience or skills, you know, you're going to have to go ahead and look at the job description in some of the job applications, basically what they're looking for. A lot of times what I've noticed is that people are either, you know, looking for vulnerability management tools, knowing how to work on SIEM tools, or just like a centralized logging mechanism to capture all the logs and set all that up. What I went ahead and did was that I gave all the material for the vulnerability management tool that I use and what the government uses quite frequently. A lot of the people in the commercial space use it as well, but I'll go ahead and post that link down below. And for the SIEM tool, we use Splunk for our system. And so what I went ahead and did was created a Udemy course that basically lays everything out. It's super detailed, and I'll put that in the description below because that is one of the most sought out skills that anyone could have, no matter what security position that they are doing. That's cool to get, you know, skills and experience, but, you know, what if you guys are applying to hundreds of jobs and you aren't, you know, getting any sort of result or at least an interview? I've been getting that question a lot, you know, like, how can I get an interview with a company? And people are telling me that, you know, they don't necessarily care where they go. Just as long as they can get their foot in the door, then that is it. So I'm going to be talking about a few tips that, you know, you guys can land your first interview. And the first tip is just essentially, you know, you have to tie your resume to the cybersecurity position. So a lot of companies are going to go ahead and put a job posting out there, but they're using AI and artificial intelligence to go ahead and scan everyone's resume because hundreds of people are applying for jobs. So they're using automated tools to go ahead and scan through people's resumes and look and see what keywords that they have in their resume. I went ahead and created an earlier video on my YouTube channel discussing how you can vamp your resume up, and there are tools out there that we can use to basically, you know, not necessarily cheat the system, but use it to our advantage, because if those other big companies or small companies are using that types of tools, why can't we, right? So I go ahead and break that down, and I'll put that in the description below so you guys can go ahead and look at that as well. So the second tip, you know, once you get your resume all spruced up, you know, basically what I like to tell people when they're looking for a new cybersecurity position is just basically look at jobs that are requiring anywhere from like 1 to 5 years of experience and literally just keep applying. The jobs that will be available won't be as good at first, but it's something that you can get your foot in the door. Like, for example, for SOC analysts, there's a lot of companies out there that are looking for brand new cybersecurity people to go ahead and step in, but the pay and the hours aren't as good, and there's a lot of people that just, you know, won't do that. So if you're the type of person, you know, that's willing to say, okay, hey, I can suck it up for like a year or two and, you know, just knock this out, just have something on my resume, or, you know, if, you know, you like that type of schedule, go ahead and do it. Just keep applying to those positions. I've gotten so many jobs coming to me to do these types of positions but I refuse them because that's just not the type of thing that I like to do. So if you like to do that, go ahead, please go ahead and apply. And it's just something to, get your foot in the door. You can gain, decent amount of money and then gain a lot of experience and put that on your resume. And the third tip that I like to say is that there's a lot of people in the industry that say, you need to focus on a niche of what specifically you want to do within cybersecurity. So my thought on this is that, it is good to have a niche and what interests you, but if you're wanting to go ahead and go into cybersecurity, there are just so many different types of positions that you can go ahead and do. And if you're applying to hundreds of jobs and not getting anything, there are positions out there that will get your foot in the door. Everything within cybersecurity is correlated in one way or another, and you might actually end up liking the position that you're in just by, just going ahead and applying to different types of jobs within security. The important thing is that, you need to have your first cybersecurity job experience, and you just need to get your foot in the door. So while it's good to focus on a niche, you can have that, further down the road if you want to, truly stick with this career field for the rest of your life. But if you're trying to go and get your foot in the door, just apply to literally any position. And then while you're at that, first position, you can literally go ahead and learn a lot of skills through that job. And then while you're at that position, you can go and study a bunch of other free material, learn kind of what jobs you want to go ahead and look for, look at the job requirements, and then go ahead and pick up those tools and stuff like that. Because majority of the time, there's going to be a lot of places where it's like, okay, you can get a free trial for a cybersecurity tool, download it, use it, and then majority of the time, the company website will have documentation, for that and how to set it all up. Now, the documentation isn't going to be, super perfect. It's going to be pretty bad, but, after digging through it and stuff like that, you'll definitely learn some skills, and then you can always just put that, experience on the current job that you have to market yourself and put that as, technical skills. And then the last tip that I have is that college is great and all, but honestly, there are a lot of schools that are just coming out with cybersecurity curriculums. And when I went for my bachelor's, I just did a normal IT degree. There was no focus in cybersecurity or anything like that. And I was already working in my cybersecurity job at that time. I went ahead and got my master's, and I thought the master's in cybersecurity would open up the door for me. But when I was applying to a lot of positions, no one even cared about that at all, which I thought was a little bit weird. So I kind of want to know what your guys' experience is. If you do have, college degrees in cybersecurity, how are you guys doing in those job markets? Like, are companies really looking to see if you have a degree in it or not? Because when I went ahead and applied, the only thing that people cared about was the fact that I had experience and that I had certifications, and that was pretty much it. They didn't even ask anything about my degree. They didn't even mention my degree whatsoever. So what I like to tell people is, experience is really great, but also kind of put some certifications behind you to have more weight when you go ahead and apply for these jobs. And the two best entry level security certifications that I like to go ahead and recommend people to go ahead and do is CompTIA Security Plus and CYSA, or Cyber Analyst Plus, basically. The CompTIA Sec Plus was good. I went ahead and got that early in my career, but as I went forward, the types of positions that I was doing were more of an analyst and an engineer role. So if you're in those types of positions, like the CYSA Plus was actually phenomenal and helped me with my current position and stuff like that. So I'll make videos on those two certifications a little bit later and on how I pass those two certs. If you guys are interested in that, definitely leave a comment down below and I'll go ahead and make something. That's pretty much it for the video, guys. I've gotten so many people asking me how to get their foot in the door with entry-level cybersecurity positions, and I was thinking of ways that can help you guys achieve your goal, because I want to see all of you guys succeed. So if you guys found this video helpful, please make sure you hit the thumbs up button. It's completely free and it'll help me out in the long run. It'll help me post more content like this if you guys are looking for this, and just get my channel out there. It'll help me immensely. And put a comment down below on what you guys' thoughts are on everything, and to see if you guys like this content. If you want to see me make more content like this or kind of go a little bit more technical, I can definitely do that. Hope you guys like this video, and I'll see you on the next one.